I've had a few subscribers comment that they'd like to see more of these videos, and I'm kind of humbled about it. I only bring you the information that is readily available to everyone online. So I'm going to try and make more videos on this channel, and this time going from at the end of this short presentation, you are going to see just how much the Royal Commission is uncovering of dirty laundry and the level of corruption that the banks and other financial institutions have actually done in the recent times. The finder's fees, and your accountant, your lawyer, anyone can be peddling you a good deal because they know how much money you have and they'll be getting a huge fee for it. I mean, okay, you can't just be, you got to get paid for something, but just to sell you something with no responsibility or need to tell you what that really entails, because you tend to trust your accountant, trust your solicitor and other professionals, is just not on. But that's one of those things. But we're going to go straight to the horse's mouth as far as it goes for the current state of property market. There's an interview with Rob Milner on the business, and he is the honcho of one of the very big conglomerates in Australia, the WH Saul Patterson, which everybody knows to be the chemists, Saul Patterson, but they're in everything. They're a huge conglomerate. They're into TPG, Brickworks, Pitt Capital, lending. They've got their tentacles everywhere, so it's a fine business, and you want to talk to someone who's got their finger on the pulse of many of different industries. So I'm just going to cut out the relevant portions here for you to see what somebody like this on top of one of these organizations thinks about the current state and what they are seeing in the business. So yeah, as far as what the WH Saul Patterson is, this is the chemist. Everybody knows the retail level being the chemist, but again, they're a huge conglomerate, and this kind of tells us what they do.
Of the last conglomerates, WH Saul Patterson has revealed a small slip in profit but continued its lifelong run of lifting its dividend. Saul Pats is a significant owner of TPG Telecom, New Hope Coal and Brickworks, as well as a growing financial services portfolio. Profit was hit by its pharmaceuticals business, and half-year profit was down 1.9% to $146 million. The dividend, 23 cents, fully franked. I spoke with Chairman Rob Milner.
Okay, so Chairman Rob Milner, this is the gentleman I was referring to. He's going to tell us how the Brickworks and the property business is going for them.
Another part of the business is, of course, Brickworks. We've had this week Lindsay Partridge, the CEO there, expecting residential house prices to largely go sideways or flatline for the foreseeable future. Do you expect that to slow demand?
Not on actually on the building side, no. From southeast Queensland through New South Wales and Victoria, there is a pent-up demand. The builders are all telling us that they've got a lot of work ahead of them. Our intake order, which is the orders for bricks, is at record levels. The apartment market in Queensland has slowed a little bit. New South Wales is very, very strong, and the Melbourne market, the apartment market, has slowed a little bit. And on the other side of the coin, we've been bleeding in Western Australia for a couple of years with a downturn over there, but we've got that back to break even, and hopefully we can make a bit of money there. The market seems to have bottomed over there, so we're all hoping that that will continue.
Rob Milner, thanks so much for joining the program.
Yeah, nice to talk to you.
Okay, so the Western Australian market's been bleeding, as he puts it. Melbourne apartment market has been slowing. Okay, and Sydney market is booming. That seems to be the only market that's booming, and Queensland, or more particular, Brisbane, is slowing down. So everything's slowing down. Western Australia bleeding, and Sydney booming. Brilliant. Okay, so and last but not least, I just want to show you what the state of the financial fraud and misconduct is during this Royal Commission. I think it's been 2 weeks since it's been open. And then I'm going to share a little experience I had, because I'm looking to buy a 4-wheel drive, and this is what the dealer told me, but I'll tell you that at the end.
The first 2 weeks of public hearings of the Royal Commission have drawn to a close, with the dirty laundry of Australia's banks on display. In closing remarks, Senior Counsel left open findings of misconduct against some of Australia's biggest institutions. Daniel Ziffer has been there since day one.
Fraud, selling worthless insurance and credit cards given to problem gamblers. Just some of the Big Four's bad behaviour exposed by the Royal Commission.
Economical with the truth?
I think it was not our intention. Consumer finance, mortgages, credit cards and car loans, and each bank with a different case to answer. NAB ran a finder's fee program to get introducers like solicitors and accountants to forward mortgages their way. Fake pay slips, false documents and cash-stuffed envelopes were used to push brokers to approve applications, the Commission heard.
It says lack of due diligence. Who's lacking? Is it NAB, the introducer? What?
It's NAB. $488,000 in fees was paid to a single introducer, who may have been a tailor. The Commonwealth Bank provides almost a third of the nation's home loans. Outgoing CEO, Ian the Rev, revealed mortgage brokers have written bad deals for his customers. Westpac's in trouble over lax checks on people seeking car loans.
The customer sitting in the car yard, confronted by a blizzard of forms, the last paragraph of which says, in effect, this is a binding contract. Whether I'm right or wrong to wonder whether, even if they do read them, they understand their significance. What do you think?
So my human experience says it's fair to wonder.
And ANZ ignored customers' living expenses to write larger loans.
The trade-off is between administrative convenience and obeying the law. And it's a very awkward trade-off, if that's the way it's seen, isn't it, Mr. Rankin?
A poverty line model of customer expenses was used in 3/4 of its loans, ignoring even ANZ bank statements about how much people spend.
Our processes are we do nothing.
In just 2 short weeks of the Royal Commission, key themes have emerged. The conflicted remuneration of brokers and epic delays in reporting breaches to regulators.
It knew enough by November to sack people for those reasons. You telling me it didn't know enough to tell ASIC that there was a problem?
From mid-April, scandals in the financial planning and wealth management industry. The clock is ticking on the Commissioner's draft report due in September.
Okay, well, if you ask me, this is a disaster. Honestly, and what they're going to do, as I said in my previous video, is that banks are going to try and appease the gods and show that they're not going to do it again. They were bad girls and boys, and they will fix their act and get their act together and not do it again, which will flow through to the situation where it's going to be much harder to get a loan unless you actually genuinely have an income and qualify for that loan. But having said that, I am looking to buy a car, so I'm on carsales.com.au, and I get one of the dealers near Newcastle on this Ford, which is like $30,000, and he asked me if I've got trading. I said no. Will you be taking finance? And I said no, I'll be paying cash or bank transfer. The money's in the bank. And he says, oh okay. He was a bit disappointed, and I said, what? He goes, we actually get kickbacks, and not kickback, he didn't say that, sorry, he said commission for introducing or for selling finance. So cash is not king anymore. People have money. Nobody wants to do business with people who have money. They want they probably make more money on their commission on the finance than anything else, which is why he said to me, I said, okay, so I'm paying cash, I got no trading, I'm not going to need finance, what can you do for me on this car? And let's say it's $10 short of 30,000, so 30,000. I said, what can you do for me? And he couldn't do anything. He couldn't make any movement on it. I mean, this is unheard of, which means that the money is still everywhere, but when the tap dries up, it'll happen overnight, like the same way that it happened in the United States and Ireland and Spain and other parts of the world that actually felt this global financial crisis. I think that's what's going to happen here. So I'm thinking, you know what, I've got a motorbike. I can do without the four-wheel drive for a little while. I might just wait and you know, get you to come back to me and say, oh, you know, you've got money, you've got cash, we really want your business. Because right now they don't want my business, and it's very hard to buy anything in a market where there's a lot of money slushing around, and they really don't appreciate you having good credit record and or having cash or anything like that. So you're better off being completely kind of irresponsible. They will rather sell the car or anything else to somebody like that than a responsible person. So with that, that's my second video for the day. But don't get used to it. I won't have that many, but I'll have more than usual. And happy Easter, everybody, and hope you have a safe weekend. If you're driving, whatever you're doing, take care.